Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And it's time to talk about the Eternals once again.
I'm sorry, I'm just liking this. Eternals tracking softens. The Eternals is a softener.
It's a softener. It's a stool softener. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the Eternals. Not looking so good. The box office projections. Now, this was a movie that just a couple of weeks ago, it was supposed to do over $100 million.
Yeah, sure it was.
Sure, Jan.
I feel like that, like WandaVision, it's like wink.
Yeah,
you
right.
know.
It was supposed to do over $100 million. People are saying on Twitter that the theaters, the pre-sales are virtually non-existent. But remember, they were making all kinds of claims about, oh, it's tracking higher than Black Widow. This movie is going to be a slam dunk, whatever.
And what did we say then? If you go back and look, we said, I don't buy this. I don't think the demand's there. We weren't seeing anybody talking about it. When they had trailers come out, there was a lot of downvotes. A lot of people were like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
It just wasn't there. And then I do remember seeing this. And I was like, sure. Like, no, I don't buy it. And now that they had to walk that back significantly.
Yeah, and what a difference a couple of weeks, this is just like 2 weeks ago. What a difference a couple of weeks can make. I mean, part of that, probably the movie is getting some pretty bad buzz from critics. They said it's boring.
Well, it's funny.
Boring movie.
It's funny. Up until about an hour ago, I checked, and it was staying at 60. No matter what happened, no matter how many reviews came up, it kept staying at 60. And to be fair, there were like a lot of good reviews that were coming in there. So I was surprised it didn't go up.
Yeah.
It just was locked at 60. Well, then it dropped. So I was kind of thinking maybe they had it frozen, but apparently not.
Nope. The truth is getting out. The movie looks to be about as boring as it was in the trailers. Now, look, we haven't seen it. Obviously, it's not out yet. We're not, some of the chosen few who got to see it early, but it does seem to be the consensus. This movie is a snooze fest, and this is one that was marketed almost solely on its diversity and inclusion initiatives.
I thought it was marketed. I don't know what they're marketing. Like, oh, look, they're the pre-Avengers, and
they did nothing.
We've been here since history, and watching over you, and we can't intervene. But that they seemed like they were intervening a whole hell of a lot throughout history in the trailer. And then there was a Bollywood number, and I don't know what the flip was going on.
I guess there's a plot. I'm not exactly sure. I can't even glean the plot from this. Just a bunch of people standing around on the beach talking about all the shit they've seen happen over the thousands of years they've been around standing on the beach, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to talk about it before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 239,000 subs.
Woo!
Thank you so much for the support. We've been following the Eternals, mostly because this looks like it could be Marvel's first major misfire.
Right. And it just seemed like no one really cared about this movie, and they kept trying to say that they did. And then it really got our attention when they were taking away the marketing from Shang-Chi before it came out, and then pumping it into Eternals. And we're like, yeah, we already kind of figured it was going to be a dud. And then when we saw that happen, we're like, yeah, something's up.
This is going to be an interesting data point for Disney.
Data point, yeah, like Shang-Chi was just a data point. It was
it's going to be really interesting experiment for Disney. So because of the success of Shang-Chi, they decided to release Eternals exclusively to theaters instead of doing the Disney Plus split, because Shang-Chi did much better than they thought it was going to do. And actually, to be objective, we said before, the movie was much better than we thought it was going to be.
Hey, I'd watch it again.
This one I have zero interest in watching. Like none whatsoever.
I have no interest in this either.
The buzz I've heard, it doesn't do anything to help sell me on seeing this one. Anyway, just a couple of weeks ago, it was tracking for over $100 million. Now it's softening like stool. Ghostbusters Afterlife is doing really, really well. In addition to the analysis below, we've also updated preliminary ranges for Eternals based on revised models, factoring in mixed critical reviews, which are impacting social media sentiment.
They're trying to blame it on the critics. That people, normally, let's be honest here, no one really listens to the critics on Rotten Tomatoes, good or bad. I always talk about it because I think we're more surprised that they actually, are giving it a rotten, and we're more surprised that, I think our thing is we're shocked that they're actually not shilling for Disney here.
Yeah, but then again, Disney's running low on money. And, Bob Chapek is not exactly a friend of Hollywood like Bob Iger
he doesn't
was.
let the money flow either.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I mean, what strikes us with this is Rotten Tomatoes is always a shit show and a joke. I mean, you can't put stock in it. But it's weird that the critics, and now they're trying to say, well, it's going down in interest because of critics. No, it never had the interest to begin with. That's the problem. We've been telling you this.
So they're saying for Eternals, they thought was going to break 100 million opening weekend. Now they're saying three-day opening, high-low range, 67 million to 92 million. Minus 12%, minus 25% pinpoint from last week. Yeah, that's not looking too good. Ghostbusters, on the other hand, I think this is low.
I don't know.
They're saying 45 to 65. I mean,
I think Ghostbusters is more of a niche thing than Marvel, but Marvel looks boring as hell right now.
I think that 2016 has probably damaged the brand somewhat. Mm-hmm. People are probably like, crap. And then they're probably like, oh, God, here's another Ghostbusters, this time with kids, who knows?
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that. I mean, that honestly seems probably right to me. However, I would be very, very happy to see it go much higher. I think a lot of people are waiting to see what their friends say. Like, I think a lot of people are waiting to see what their friends say.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Because, I mean, you can't trust the critics. You can't trust Rotten Tomatoes. And look, there have been movies that have been voted rotten by critics that actually turned out to be crowd pleasers.
I don't think this is one of them.
This just looks boring. It just looks boring.
I mean, I've seen those movies that you've seen voted rotten by critics, and you're like, yeah, this is a load of crap because the movie looks really, really good. This is not the case. I haven't seen it. I'm honestly going to tell you, I probably am not going to go see it because I don't give a shit. But I wouldn't be surprised if, it's going to come out that the audience thinks it's overall kind of poo too. But it's a lot easier to cheat the audience scores.
It's going to be softened, though. Softened poo.
Yes,
so it's gonna be excreted much more smoothly than hard poo.
They don't go to Marvel to see love stories and human interest stories.
No,
that's not what most people want out of a Marvel movie. They want to see superheroes kicking ass,
some jokes.
Yeah,
special effects and yada yada.
I just don't think you've already built this audience, and now you're like, okay, time to flip the script. I don't know why they made this decision.
They should have flipped the script into the trash can.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of like we used to back in school. We used to make the little paper footballs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they need to do with this one. So yeah, even Games Radar, which I guess is what's left of Newsarama, Eternals will put Marvel's box office dominance to the test. And of course, we've got Cosmic Book News. Eternals box office projections are now in the gutter.
I don't think they're in the gutter, but
they're not
They're
good.
not good.
So it could open as low as 67 million.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It could do better, but it definitely has dropped off, compared to, there were some articles out there just 2 weeks ago saying this thing was going to do 110 million opening weekend.
Oh, yeah, easy.
It was going to be bigger than Venom. It was going to be
okay.
Yeah, it was going to be this massive hit. It's going to be the biggest thing to hit the MCU. I agree. I think it's a big thing hitting the MCU like a freight train. And the fact that they don't have an overseas release date for it for China, and they were banking on that, that's not good. Mm-hmm. So this one's going to have to really make it here in the States. And then what'll happen is they'll dump it on Disney Plus or something. Be like, our subscriber numbers are way up because of Eternals.
Well, it's going to be really interesting to me because the Disney Investor Day is in on the 12th?
Yeah.
And I would love to see... I mean, well, Grant, it's still before what day is released? No, this release date's next week, right? Or this coming week. This Friday.
This Friday.
So I'm really interested to see how they spin that to the investors, and when they have their calls and stuff, how they're going to, I'm sure they're going to get asked about it.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure they will. And, Disney will give a typical non-answer.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be like, well, we think overall long-term strategy, sequels, and it's brand recognition, and Marvel's a strong brand, and it's all good. Everything's
one of the
good.
words they always use, like synergy, and they use all this.
Synergy, diversity, abracadabra.
Yeah. Miska Mouska.
Miska.
Miskadoo.
Hot diggity dog. And all the other Disneyisms. Yeah, they won't admit failure. I mean, you're not going to have Bob Chapek come out during an investor meeting, be like, Yeah, that last Marvel movie, yeah, it was a piece of dog shit. We're just gonna, go back to basics, and we're gonna give, Robert Downey Jr. a call and see if he'll come back. Didn't work.
It would be funny to me though, if he did not, he wouldn't say dog shit, but if he did kind of call it out, because that was under Iger's green.
I can see him doing that.
And if those two are actually like, there's word that there's the like a little duel going on, kind of. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I believe that, but if it's true, that'd be kind of funny if he was like, yeah, this wasn't me.
There was another dumbass that greenlit this movie. We're going to go back to basics. And, Spider-Man's coming out. You like Spider-Man? Well, we got lots of Spider-Man in this next one.
Yeah,
You're going to love that. Razzle dazzle. Anyway, we're going to wrap this one up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.